Alpher.
I'm Omegar.
And we're Alpher and Omegar.
And this is Alpher Omegar's Unboxing Diamond Select Toys Edition.
Heyo! So, today we have two Enterprises.
Ships. Yeah. So I've got the When No Man Has Gone Before Enterprise
1701.
NCC-1701.
No bloody A, B, C. Well, we do have D. So, well, you know.
So the lights, I think there's something wrong with the batteries on this one.
Yeah, we got that in, and I did a dry me, and it stayed on.
Off, so
yeah, just get out of there and fiddle with it and see what's going on. But
sounds pretty cool.
So that's
here.
Oh yeah, I guess we should.
This is kind of cool. It's got like a side diagram of the actual ship there and some little.
So this is the newest release. That's as you can tell from Star Trek 40. That's the Where No Man Has Gone Before Enterprise was released. About 10 years ago now, by the time I went down and selected it. This is the newest edition of this starship. I wanted to make sure that we got the newest edition of this one, because on some of the earlier editions, they had mistakenly left off some of the decals on the underside of the secondary hull there. But you can tell by the packaging and whatnot, this is the newest incarnation of this And so of course we've got lights and sounds, and we've got lights or sounds from Picard here. So I look forward to seeing it.
This has different sounds listed on the back. It seems fewer. Doesn't seem to actually have any dialogue. It's all just sound effects from the ship. Go ahead.
As I understand it, because this will be my first foray into one of the older ships, that they didn't actually feature dialogue before, and so I'm actually surprised that the light has stayed on as long as it has, and that the bulb hasn't burnt out or anything like that, because I think this is back when they were what they called rice bulbs rather than the LEDs.
Yeah, so if you've seen our refit reviews, we're actually going through and watching the series. And while I have seen an episode where No Man Has Gone Before, I've not actually seen this actual variant of the ship because we're watching the HD remake and they just have the one model throughout the whole thing. This is... Alright, let's go.
I'm going to make an attempt at these. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to actually continue on with them. I hate these stupid little twister. No, I'll take it back. Just doing it, folks. Sorry. I know purists out there hate when I clip these things, but I am an unboxer. I firmly believe in taking your toys out of the box. Like these people. We're liberating this toy after 10 years of being in solitude.
Not being touched or played with, just try meat every now and again.
Have these people never seen Toy Story 2? Not for real.
It said... This actually, being an older packaging design, seems to have been far easier to remove than any of the new ones so far.
Really?
Interesting as they have a, well, kind of a action figure sort of design where
In terms of what?
this, so the protection for what holds the ship in is also actually like glued down to the base, like on the card, like a blister that is holding in the actual base and an alternate door for the bottom.
Now, as I understand it on Enterprise D, would you like to need this?
Can't do that.
On Enterprise D, because so it actually does feature saucer separation, folks. So, as I understand it, there is a magnetic connection here, and there is also 2 different sets of batteries. Now, the batteries in this are dead, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they haven't corroded or anything like that inside the battery compartment. That would be tragic.
Okay, so having him out of here, the base is not that different. Getting this out of here, so it's got a different door for if you don't want to just lay it on the peg. But immediately, some of the things that I noticed, the different, what are these called? Facade collectors?
Facade collectors, yeah.
So it's got these little...
Which I don't believe they ever referenced in the original series as being facade collectors. But that's what they
I mean, obviously that's very different with having these little, I don't know what you would call these pillars kind of, or spikes kind of shooting out.
Pointy things.
Pointy things coming out. The dish, the deflected dish there definitely appears to be larger. And then we of course have a different paint scheme on there. We've not got that sort of Aztecing was sort of on the model is still smooth, but it's displayed more just as a grid line painted on. Whereas of course with D, you just got it kind of etched in there, molded in there. But we've got the black lines here on the front there. That's pretty cool.
That's a hell of a magnet. Gee,
oh, that's very cool. So we've of course got the arrowhead base, just a bit of a. Oh, is it? I think it might even be the same color and everything.
Turn on the lights and just the...
Yeah, let me go ahead and crack this puppy open, and
I should probably look at the instructions.
You know, interestingly enough, oh, there it is. I'm about to say I don't think this came with any paperwork.
So this comes with 2 bases, a large base and a small base, and that's so if you want to display the ship with its saucer separated.
Does your ship take AA or AAA batteries?
I do not yet know.
Oh, lordy!
What? What? Did you do something bad?
I put the thing on there.
I've told you to be careful with these bases. They are known to be very fragile.
Apparently it's extremely fragile.
In the future, folks, apparently I'll be handling the bases.
It'll super glue right up there, I think. Let me go ahead and get those batteries right now and see what we can do to get these lots back right.
So, in answer to your question, Omegar, so the drive section appears to take AAA. However, the saucer section takes those little flat batteries, 1.5 volt LR44 batteries.
Like watch batteries?
Like something like that. Well, we don't. For some reason, we don't keep those on hand, folks. But so we won't get full functionality of that. That's disappointing.
That will call for an inspectacle. All right, so with this ship actually has 3 suit settings. There's try me, which try me didn't function so well, and then off and play. Let's see if these batteries will actually work in play mode. Apparently it just needed to be reset. Get that back in there.
So just removing the battery cover here, folks. Kept on with a little screw. Sometimes these are rather pesky to get off.
And sometimes they just don't like to reseat the first time. Not properly, but you mess with them a little bit. Oh, there actually was a voice there.
Oh.
Oh, warp factor 1. It's a little quiet. I wonder if the batteries are a little weak. I don't know.
Hopefully the sounds actually come from the bottom here so we can hear them. So this particular ship takes...
Is it red alert?
Takes 3 AAAs. That's 9 A's for those of you counting it down. Alright. Now we were on Try Me. Let's test the Try Me again. Maybe it doesn't, maybe the drive section doesn't work on Try Me. Let's hope it works on Play. Oh.
Hello.
My. That's nice. Now why would that just stay on, I wonder?
Oh. Okay.
Well, I like that. So that's a good look.
Yeah, that's
Enterprise.
cool.
Enterprise D, some Jiminy Christmas. Oh, okay. So when.
Whoa.
Wow, I was not prepared for that, I have to say.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people have an issue with Enterprise D. They thought that, you know, kind of fat ass right here. I really like this ship. Like, it's space, folks. Like, you don't need to have some... I guess when you fiddle with the... You need to settle down.
Is it properly seated there?
Well, that's what I was checking here. Because it does... There is a little bit of a separation there, but it separates it, so that kind of makes sense. So that doesn't do anything. So I guess the only one it'll make right now is the actual source of separation noise. But it does end up powering, you know, the impulse engines, obviously the warp engines, and the engine there. It also does the bridge. That's nifty, and the deflector. See the deflector? That's nifty. Right. Well, let me put this back together.
So, there are a few more differences, but I think a few more differences between, I think, this and the regular version that they use, or this version back here, which they're using for the HD refit. I'm just not all that observant to spot them all, but I think if you really look, you can probably spot some of them for yourself.
So there's beside collectors, there's the extra large dish. Turn the ship around. So if you'll notice at the back of the ship, now in the classic opening of the ship, you actually do in fact see these sorts of things right here, rather than the sphere which eventually gets put on there. Let's see what else. I think they changed something back here by the shuttle bay. The paint scheme on the top of the ship.
Oh, yeah. Definitely different there.
And let me see the impulse. Turn it around. Oh yeah, sure. The impulse engines are also different.
Let's see, does this one have continuous? Or didn't do continuous for the... Oh, no, they do have continuous. It's interesting. The green light is on this side is kind of dim. I don't want to leave that on too long. I don't know if that's getting actually... Like if that got burnt out a little bit from being stuck on, I don't know.
It was dim when it first came on earlier, so I don't know.
Oh, so it's got a separate base for each section.
Is he following along?
I'm not following along. I got a little absorbed in this.
Yeah, if you if you want to display them in separated form, you can do so.
So the base is a little sketchy, folks, so I'm just going to set this down off to the side here. Got a little celebrating 40 years book.
Galaxy class starship. Starship. I like it. So we will have to go through and
they've got a Lieutenant Reginald Barclay.
Oh, that's exciting.
Barclay. That's awesome.
So there is a reset thing here. Maybe I need to reset it. And then it will...
Nice.
So the reset button is right here. And I do believe this is also the battery compartment for the top. Is right there behind the bridge. So there's Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Come on now.
Energize.
That's a nice sound.
Yeah.
Scan for life forms. Shields up, red alert.
Wonder if this has its own scheme when I... Oh yeah. You know what would have been really cool? I don't even know how they would have done it, but if they had somehow made the phaser banks, you know, because they have phaser strips on this ship.
Oh yeah,
where
they like...
yeah.
Yeah.
Make it so.
This button is a little harder to activate than for instance Enterprise or
Even this one. Warp factor 1.
no.
Dispersal pattern, Sierra, and fire. Transferring command to the battle bridge.
To
The battle bridge.
Come on now.
Continue fire all phasers. Damage report. Warp 9, engage.
9. Far faster than warp factor 1.
Yeah. Different warp scale as well.
Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise.
Now, in point of fact, folks, as you well know, Captain Picard in this reality never said that. That was from yesterday's Enterprise. And they probably died.
Open a hailing frequency. This is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Energize.
Was that the second one? That's strange. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it's really cool. I like
It has
it.
a kind of a separate button just for activating the continuous lights on there.
Yeah, I like it. And so, yeah.
Is there like an actual piece of paneling kind of pulling away on the bottom there?
What do you mean?
On the bottom of the saucer section. Right here.
Oh.
Is that supposed to be that way?
No. No, that is definitely not supposed to be that way. So yeah, as you can see, right there, it lifts up a little bit.
One of the
Excess panels, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know. Okay, so they simply that's where a screw is. So I think that it just has this little dollop of super glue on here. I'll just file it off later and stick that back on there. It won't be any problem at all, folks. You'll see it in the inspectacle when we do that later. It'll be fixed. So yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Did you actually run through all the towns?
I believe I got through all of them. It cycled through. The voices are a little hard to hear on this one. Well, we have the teleporter sound. Much longer. Red alert. Whole volley of photon torpedoes. I think it's the phasers blowing something up. And we come around and prepare to attack all hands battle stations. Maintain warp factor 1 or something like that. All weapons to full power. And then we're back to the teleporter.
So I really like this in that it is a really nice variant of that ship. And I do remember, like, when I was a kid seeing this ship and being like, wait a second, what's up with those? And when I was, because I wasn't born in 1966 before, folks, so I've had Star Trek with me my whole life. And so when I first saw the show, I was like, I didn't understand what a pilot was, so, I just saw Where No Man Has Gone Before, and it was like, things are strange in this episode. But, so this is nice. I like the bigger dish that's strange, and the little points, and, I never noticed the black thing, bands on the top there when I was a little kid, per se. But I did notice the back in there, and obviously noticed it in the opening. But as far as just overall, did this one come? Yeah, this one also came with a different base in case you, instead of putting it on there, you want to suspend it. You can do so without the extra hole. So that's nice.
So was there some sort of mechanism for releasing, or did you just have to kind of pull in the plug?
No, they just pop up on.
Prepare for emergency saucer setup.
Oh, cool.
So these batteries must work.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely. So, yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Powerful.
It goes together quite
well.
well. So now, when we do the inspectable, here we go. He's dangerous.
Yeah, I was holding it while they
Dangerous. When we do the inspectable on this one, folks, we will. I will show the differences between this and that Enterprise more specifically, and then also the Interphase Defiant, which was the 2015 Comic-Con exclusive. We'll show you all the differences between the Constitution class ships. So that should be fun. Be on the lookout for that. Did you have any other thoughts on the ship here?
Hold on to that. I don't.
What have you done?
I don't know. I'm just trying to set it down.
It was working.
I don't know. I didn't do anything. The peg fell out, and all I did was reset the peg.
Do you see what I'm having to deal with, folks? Yeah, you've cocked it. You've cocked it right up.
I'm not even sure how.
Don't even say that you haven't. You
you
grabbed it. It was sitting.
It was fun. It's right. Somehow. I don't know how I did it.
I don't know either. Well, until next time. That's this time.
For Alpher, I'm Omegar.
Ayo!